Shit, I'm not even fucking sure. Like I'm not even sure how to open something like this. Like part of me thinks I should just walk into a field in the middle of the fucking night and just start screaming like an absolute fucking lunatic. Because at least then, if I act like a deranged, unhinged fucking nut job, I'll have a similar line of reasoning to the people I'm gonna respond to here. Now, the reason I didn't want to make some long, drawn out, pre recorded video is that it just didn't feel like it really needed one. I guess it just didn't feel like it was something that needed to be done for the sake of argument. It's like, well, if you don't do a video, like, why do you do a stream? It's like, because I can do this right off the top of my head a lot better than I can if I waste like 20 minutes like writing a fucking script that I'm gonna forget half the words to in like 15 to 20 minutes. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's worth as much effort. And it's not a matter of like I want to be lazy. It's a matter of I just want to like just do this and chill out. Like I don't want to make this something that's going to become some sort of long, arduous process that's just going to antagonize me and bore everyone else in the process. That's not what I want to do. That sounds like a fucking headache. Tell you the whole truth. Drink my root beer. It just sounds like it sounds like a fucking headache. It does. It really fucking does. And the reason that it does is because a lot of it just feels like what is the best way to put it? It feels like you're setting up some large elaborate meal when you're eating by yourself and you're gonna have like more food later on. So it feels like there's just a lot of effort being put forward for no fucking reason at all. And it feels like when you do that, it's just a waste of fucking time. It does. Halloween is just a week away, so it's gonna be next. Oh yeah, so it lands directly on next Friday. Okay, good. I was worried it was gonna be on a weekday. Like my problem is the fact that a lot of it just feels like how do I even fucking say this? Like I don't even know how to word just how fucking stupid this whole situation is. Like I don't. I don't. Like it's hard to put into words the idiocy that I've witnessed. Like it doesn't. It feels like my brain is fucking eating itself when I try to make sense of the stupid shit other people do. Sometimes it does. Now, now that I'm done dicking around, like now that I'm done dicking around for like 5 minutes, rambling incoherently to start this shit off, let me just explain what's going to be covered here. Now, Damien has echoed this suspicion before. I think that he's on the money. I do think that Core Vision is an alt of Neon Penguin. I think it's quite possible. I'm leaning in that direction, but I can't say with absolute certainty. By the way, Steve, if you wanna come on in here and join me for this, like you're more than welcome to. I'll hop on voice chat if you want, and we can do that there if you feel so inclined. If you don't have the time right now, that's just fine. You can just feel free to like hang back and watch, or if you want, you can just comment your 2 cents as we go. If you feel like you want to do that, if it's not really the best time to just jump in voice for like an hour, like whatever anyone else wants to do, fine. Oh boy, like hey, like strap in, kids. Strap in, kids. We're going for a fucking ride. Okay, like just DM me if you want to like just do this directly in Discord, or you can just if you want to just hang back, you can just hang back and just chill out and watch things from here. Now let me just say this before I continue any further. The idea of redemption is not it's not lost on me. It's not impossible to me. I believe it is something that does exist, and I believe it is something that obviously should be offered to people within reason. Like, I do believe that there are certain people who genuinely do deserve redemption because they genuinely want to be better. Obviously, I think everyone can agree with that. But my question is, like, where do we define the line between this is redeemable or fuck this person, they don't deserve to see the light of day again? Because, like, I don't like this idea that everyone is redeemable, and the reason I don't agree with it, the reason I don't find it to be logical, is because when you start telling people that all of their actions are redeemable and excusable, and that it doesn't matter what they do because everyone just gets over everything, it means that a shit person will not be forced to look at themselves and possibly change. That's the problem. Like, when a shit person is being told that their behavior is justified in some way or another, like, all that does is just reinforce the idea. Alright, happy Bing Bong Day. Yiddy Diddy Bing Bong.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Hang on, let me change my magic settings.
All right.
Alright, yeah, we got everything. Sometimes I have to make sure that shit actually works, because sometimes it just, like, fritzes out on me and says, fuck you, we're not doing this.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, to continue what I was saying, like, the problem with people being told that they're always redeemable is that fact that if someone acts like a shit person, it reinforces that idea that their parents might have told them that it doesn't matter what shitty thing you do, as long as you cry and whine, you're just miraculously absolved of any guilt.
Yeah. So it just to be clear, like, so we're talking about this Core Vision account, and we think that this probably is a alt account of Neon Penguins, basically, right?
It's a suspicion that Damien brought up, and I think it's actually fair to say that it's quite possibly true. Now, I'm not gonna immediately jump on saying it entirely because I don't believe in saying anything unless I have like some sort of concrete facts to back it up.
Yeah.
Although given what we have to work with, like circumstantial wise, like the account just springs up practically overnight to start wiping Neon's ass. Like, yeah, it does seem a little bit weird that he starts mopping up all the piss stains the moment everyone realizes he's leaking.
Yeah, I've not followed this too closely. I've seen some of your videos and streams about it, but I haven't been paying too close attention. I know
I
Neon
can't
Penguin
blame you.
is. Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't. I don't think I think the last encounter I had with Neon Penguin has been like probably a year and a half ago, maybe even like 2 years ago, because there
Yeah,
was that whole fiasco where he was talking about he was just like making a bunch of insane posts praising Elliot Rodger, and uh, I think he
yeah,
was calling
just
himself an
going
incel, right?
full like yeah, going like full on black pill and so
Yeah, pretty much.
now
And
if
then he would
he
hide behind
yeah
autism.
yeah he'd basically say, well, I have ASD, therefore my crutch is better than your crutch.
Yeah,
Now, I will like he claims that he's like Core Vision, whoever it is, whether it's him on an all or some dipshit that's just mindlessly sucking him off. Like he claims he's changed his mind. Okay, if he's changed his mind, very well. But the fact is that doesn't wipe away what he did. That doesn't give people that like people might not look at him for the same for that reason now. But if he starts acting and doing some really weird shit, people are gonna look and say, wait a minute. It seems like a kind of like double or like walking it back to where you were a while ago. Like what is the whole deal here?
yeah.
And I'm not gonna
Well, I
fault
think he
someone.
was.
Like
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna fault someone for like genuinely wanting to change if that is the case.
Yeah.
But I just can't take the word of someone that cannot prove it at face value because that's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again expecting shit to change. You especially don't do that online.
Yeah, well, and I think even back then he was old enough to know better. Like, sure, he may have been what 17 or something or
Yeah, like 16, 17. He
whatever.
was just barely under an adult.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like I remember you were doing a stream the other day. I forget when, but I think you were talking about this as well. And I said in the chat, it's kind of like Milo Stewart because Milo Stewart I think was like 17 or something at the time when she made all those ridiculous videos back in like 2016, 2017. Um, and it's like, yeah, I get that she was a kid at the time, but she's still old enough to know better at that point. Like, it's probably not a good idea to upload a video saying everyone's racist. um,
Not
and
only
the
that,
same
but the
thing.
fact is, like, when your immediate response is to try to find an excuse, it's like you had that excuse in your back pocket the whole time, just in case, like, just so you could throw it out like a fucking flashbang to keep everyone busy while you run the other direction.
Yeah, instead of actually properly saying that, hey, I had these thoughts back in this time, but I've since developed as a person and changed my thoughts on this, and I disavow what I said before, basically.
I mean, the funny part is, like, when he and I had that back and forth some time ago, he went out of his way to like throw shit from like years ago in my face. Like, okay, so why is it that I'm not allowed to do something when I'm pissed off? And then I think about it, it's like, yeah, you know what? That was a real piece of shit thing of me to do. I don't stand by that. But he's allowed to do things that parallel that in terms of like threatening to murder people over and over again, like every other day for like almost 2 straight years. And everyone's just supposed
That's
to now look at that and say, well, yeah, he did something stupid once when he was pissed and drunk. You did something entirely sober repeatedly over and over again for quite some time, even though you knew what you did is actually a felony in your home country and possibly could get you thrown in jail, even if you are just 16.
yeah, that's far more extreme and far more indicative of some uh, not good behavior, unstable behavior, and maybe possibly some sort of mental illness or something. And if that's the case, then he shouldn't be online. Um, now, you said that is he referring to that whole thing back in like what, like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, he's like he was digging up dead horses to swing around at that point.
Yeah, that whole thing with marbles and that whole group, right?
And here's the thing: I'm willing to say that what I did was a piece of shit thing to do. I've said it before, like I don't stand by it. Looking back on it, it's like yeah, you probably should have just said "fuck you guys," this is retarded, and just not even bothered. But when you're inexperienced and you have no idea what the fuck you're dealing with, especially when you're dealing with people who are known for like they are known for trying to farm low blows just so they can keep hitting you in the dick with a hammer every time they get a chance. If you have no
Mm-hmm.
idea how to deal with someone like that, you're bound to do something stupid. And the problem is, sometimes the low hanging fruit is the shit you really shouldn't reach for because it's just covered with fucking thorns. And it was one of those kind of situations.
Right.
And again, I'm not gonna make excuses. That was entirely me. I fucked up. I made a big ass mistake. And honestly, I'm sorry to Emery. I am. That was not the way to handle it. I could have just said fuck it and left it alone. That's all on me. I make no pretenses about it being anyone else's fault that I did something stupid. That doesn't mean I accept the shitty things they did to other people previously, like involving shit they said about Kate, for example.
Yeah.
But the fact is, at the end of the day, I am responsible for the dumb shit I did, and that's entirely my fault. So I take full accountability for that. I'm not going to try to put that off on anyone because that was on me. But that being said, that doesn't excuse anyone's actions from that point in time, even if their actions were less severe in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
But, oh, hey, Damien, nice to see you. It's fucking sad. There's always the first place these cars go. Well, that's the thing. That's how you know they don't have any ammo when they gotta start digging up dead horses to swing around. It's because they've got nothing that's currently out in the open that they could throw at you that doesn't just sound retarded to reach for. I mean, it's like when Codebreaker tried to gaslight you into thinking that Zach was gonna abuse you.
Yeah, I remember that whole thing. That was just a massive reach.
Like that
I
is
mean,
basically that. Like that's not a reach. That's like someone getting a net gun and then connecting a shitload of ropes to the net, tucking it all inside the gun, and then firing the gun out of a cannon, and then having the gun shoot in mid-fire.
Yeah, that was probably the only thing that really kind of got under my skin, even though I probably shouldn't have let it. It did get under my skin a little bit because that's a pretty fucking fucked up accusation to make. Um, it reminded me of when I forget who it was. It may have been was it? I think it was Fun with Logic when he was trying to insinuate um,
Yeah, he was trying to
that
like attack Stevie because of that really bad verbal argument that he got into with his fiance years and years ago.
yes, and tried to insinuate that he's an abuser and stuff. Yeah,
I know, Damien, I shouldn't have to explain myself all the time, but sometimes it's just like, you know what? I should just be open with that shit because it's better just to apologize when you fuck up instead of. Because I'm not going to pretend that I was in the right because I wasn't. Like, I'm willing to take my lumps and give myself my lumps when I need to because that's the only way you maintain some level of humility.
yeah,
Oh,
fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah, like it's right inside my server actually. It's right inside the yeah, it's inside the screening room. You should be able to access it directly from there.
Oh, someone else wanted to join.
Damien wants to Damien wants to be a part of the party bus.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, the problem with this whole idea of like, well, everyone's redeemable. It's like, well, the problem is when you start saying that everyone is redeemable, it's basically like you're minimizing the negative, like you're minimizing the damage that some people's actions do. When you keep saying,
Yeah.
well, if everyone's redeemable, then that means that the punishment that people bring upon themselves for behaving like a for behaving like a total cunt.
It's one thing if you do something that was fucked up like once or twice, but if it's like a pattern of behavior that goes on for a long time, then
Not only
it's
that, but
like
it's like completely unapologetic as well.
yeah. Well, it's like a classic example I think is Onision because
It's
there's no
Lord
redeeming
Satan the
that
Saddam.
guy.
Oh, what's up, Dan? Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in these kind of things, like 2 years.
Probably close to that.
Yeah. Steve, how's it going?
No, not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but I honestly realize it's been a while since any of us have done this kind of thing.
It's probably been in the while that I was had like a lot of time between my surgery and my recovery and all the overtime. It's been difficult to actually sit down and have a minute to do really anything.
True that.
Then my coworker and I just were like grinded. We were grinding fucking hell divers like crazy for a few weeks.
Definitely.
I love how it's basically just
By the way,
Starship Troopers, but all tongue in cheek about it.
uh-huh.
Even the fucking kill the bugs for democracy thing is basically just Starship Troopers, but made funnier. But it's like what Steve said, like a long pattern of behavior, for example, where it's just constantly negative and completely
Yeah.
unapologetic. Well, the problem I have with that kind of like, it's not like I don't understand that there are people who genuinely do want to change and they do want to be better. And if they genuinely mean that, then yeah, bully for them. I'll still like I'm not gonna stop someone if they want to do it, but the fact is when you're doing it only because people say shit about you, like that it just comes off as performative and it comes off as entirely fucking fake. When you're basically just sitting there saying it doesn't matter what I do as long as I act like an annoying little chode to everyone after the fact. Well, you can't sit there and tell everyone that you're changing if the only reason you're changing is because you just aim on avoiding consequence. You should change because you realize it's the right thing to do, not because people are pointing a gun at you.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Which some people will just never change. Again, going back to the example, like Onision, he's probably never going to change. And if he does act like he is changing, it's only to, like you said, for him to avoid accountability.
I mean, it's
and people like that.
I'm of the belief that like right now, like in terms of people that want to change, I believe it's like a 60-40 split. 60% of the people that change, in my opinion, they change because they just want to avoid a negative outcome, not because they actually really want to think about it. And then there are 40% where they look at themselves and they wonder, is this really what I want to do with my life? Is this what I want my life to be like? Is this really the kind of
Yeah.
person that I want everyone to think that I am? And it requires a long, hard look at yourself to really see
Yeah.
what exactly it is that you're doing to fuck yourself up. And it's
Well,
not
there's
going
some
to be
people.
a pretty look.
Yeah, there's also some people who just aren't incapable of change because it's incapable. Excuse me, it's they're incapable because of their own brain chemistry. So like if they're like an actual diagnosed sociopath or narcissist, they're probably never going to change ever.
Because they like the part of the brain that's responsible for like introspective thought just doesn't have the necessary chemicals to actually work right.
Yeah,
It's just
or they
fucked,
just.
so it doesn't work right.
I mean, there's some people just get worse as they get older because they're not able to maintain that mask as well as they go
Because
on.
yeah, eventually it just starts cracking, and it starts like cracking and splintering down the middle, and that's how a lot of people that do a lot of that kind of shit over the years, especially the manipulative people, who are like a lot of
Yeah,
these people end up becoming a lot of these people. It's a predatory trait that a lot of predators demonstrate. Like if you look at Jeff Sokol, for example,
hmm
like it's like blame
Just
the would
so
be teenager. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna blame the decoy for what I did. I'm gonna blame the decoy. It's like you're the adult. The decoy, even though the decoy is an adult, the fact that they were posing as a child, and you're trying to say that the would be child in that situation somehow had the ability to know
yeah,
more about the situation than an adult. Like that's the stereotypical understanding of someone that has no understanding of what the fuck they're doing, or they're just trying their hardest to like wiggle out of accountability.
yeah. By the way, I think Damien might need some help. I think he's struggling to get into the.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry. Okay, hang on. Let me figure some out. Let's see. Because of clicking join voice. Oh Jesus, hang on. Oh god, please tell me Discord's not having a fucking stroke. It's like
it might
I
as
cannot
well
be
have.
saved. I cannot be
Yeah,
saved.
I was gonna say there shouldn't be a limit as to how many, or is there a limit to how many people can join at once?
I don't believe there. Like, hang on. Let me check perms. It's possible that I might have just not updated perms.
Okay.
I love how this whole thing is basically rigged, so you just see me fiddling around with it like a retard, not knowing what I'm doing. Look at that stupid fuck.
Oh boy, pure comedy.
Look at that dumb shit. Yeah, he should have all the. Hang on, I'm gonna add another role just so. I'm gonna add some more roles that should be able to let him pass through. I don't think there's any sort of. Yeah, there should be no perm limit here, but this might. I gave him all the fucking roles now,
Maybe
so
someone can add them.
I'm hoping that we can just punch right. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can just. Can I just drag and drop him in here?
I
Oh,
think
could you
so.
imagine? Like in the middle of some, like he's not even in the voice call. Next thing you know, he's just in it for no reason, even though didn't even click the fucking button.
I was gonna say, I think I went and clicked join voice, and it took a minute, but
I
Okay,
just went into
try
screening room
it
and
now.
nothing.
Okay, try it now that
or
you
yeah,
have all the perms. Hopefully my computer doesn't say fuck you. You're killing my fucking core processor. Fuck you.
Jesus.
You're driving my cores through the floor. Fuck you. Oh god damn it, Damien. I hate it when everyone sees me. Honestly, oh god. Okay, try it now. Like, okay, hang on. Let me. I love how my
I
shit
think
don't work because my brain be fucking eating itself.
that or Discord just had a stroke or something.
let's see. When is? I love how I'm just fucking with this aimlessly because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing now. Okay, that's okay.
Jesus.
That's what his username is here. Fuck it. You just see me like I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but I hope he's doing something. Look at that stupid ass. Okay, well, is his? Okay, what the? Yeah, like I'm trying to like, yeah, create an invite for him, but when I go to it, like it's not letting me actually select his name from a list of people that can be invited. It might be down here somewhere if my brain's not fucking eating itself.
Yeah, I went to voice channels and then I went to the screening room, and I hit join voice.
Yeah.
Like he also,
There.
if he's on, he might. Does he have a like? If he's online or offline for? Oh, there we are. Jesus.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Okay, I'm glad I know that I'm not stupid now. At least not publicly.
Yeah, I can see something, but I won't.
Now that we got
Wait, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. Well, that makes me moist.
Critical.
You know, the best part about being in here now is I know that some psychotic dole bludgeoning Australian retard's gonna have a bunch of golden clips to take out of context.
Oh, you know it.
If anything, it's just
Oh,
gonna
I
be
don't
me
know.
struggling to make Discord work.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, Damien pertains to him an IT degree but can't even get Discord working. Yeah, well, the fucking Australian dole people can't get you working, so chup me huevos.
Not to mention the fact that Discord's known for stroking out.
Yeah, well, so am I. That's why I keep getting arrested. I mean,
Oh god.
I mean, at least we'll get on voice chat and actually let people know what we sound like at the very least.
For sure.
yeah. Well, if
I
there's
was
any
way
woman
weird.
watching, stop letting me know.
Oh dear.
What did you say, David?
That's the voice that makes them moist, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It has been a while since we all got into these kind of voice calls, though.
Yeah, well, don't forget it's because I bully all of you, so that's why.
Yeah, you're our cult leader.
Okay, I used to be the cult leader, goddammit. I've been usurped.
We've got Dan, Steve, and Gage, so we've got a homosexual, a Jew, and an Indian. I'm pretty sure there's a fucking joke in there. And I
We just need
believe
to
that
walk
if
into a
Steve and
bar.
Gage would be... Well, I believe if you and Steve fused, you know what we'd call that?
I'm afraid to ask.
Oh god.
The downfall of society.
As every Fox News anchor would put it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too limp-wristed to be a cult leader.
It sounds like a lot of work for no reward.
And they think, honestly, for Codebreaker, they think Damien's the cult leader. Have you met this guy, Atola?
Well, John says I've got a deranged cult. Fishboy reckons Gage has the cult. So is there some, like, interlooping Venn diagram cult bullshit going on there?
I would make one, but
When's
I'm
the
not
right
sure that
thing?
would take enough time.
I'm too
Yeah,
lazy.
like, yeah, we just share members. I rent out Steve, Dan, and Zach one weekend. Gage gets Athena, Cass, and Drew the next weekend, and
It's like we got a little time
Split
share program
custody.
going on.
split custody of the cult members. There we go.
Well, we know that
Just
the
like
legal
that.
proceedings had to involve some sort of lengthy custody battle, like any divorce.
Yeah, but you're the juice. You got all the money. That's why I needed to open the Patreon so I can, upgrade to a bigger cardboard box, give them what I get every month.
And I'm the biggest disappointment.
Well, dude, of course you are. Look at Studi. He does your gimmick, but better.
There's
You
no fucking way that I don't care. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. That guy's not fucking straight.
You
I'm
can
more
not convince me you can smoke
I've
coal.
seen straighter letter S's.
He's
Well, it's like
Right.
old Bung Eye Valerio posted a video of some deal or no deal bullshit, and there's Studi in the comments going, "Oh yeah, I'd read all of these chicks." Like, bro, you don't like women. Shut the fuck up.
He wants people to think that he's as straight as a pixie stick, but he's really as straight as a fucking curly fry.
It's the constant compensating, man. Nobody heterosexual compensates that much.
No.
He thinks now he does protest too much.
Dude, it's like this guy pretends to be straight, yet you put him and Steve in a room, talk to them for 30 seconds, and Steve is not the one you pick to be the gay guy out of the two of them. I fucking guarantee it.
That's the weird thing. Instead of having the guy that claims to be straight is the one that sounds like he has the stereotypical effeminate gay guy lisp.
Well, it's funny because he did that little video about me after I made that video roasting him for his top dick video, where he started using all the Code Breakers material, and he's like, "I've never seen any evidence of you liking women, mate. It's like I've never seen any woman on your channel, full stop, besides a certain psycho who will remain nameless lest we summon her. But failing that, I have never seen anyone with a vagina on the channel, and the only quote-unquote woman are his alt accounts."
unless you're talking about his left hand.
He
Oh,
just
yeah.
writes a name on it with Sharpie.
Definitely. Yeah, it's the bread baking hand.
I love, and then like the response they did to my video. Like, I get that I sort of went for the lowest hanging fruit there. I understand, but like, you know,
It's
at least what I was
advice.
saying was true. It had some validity to it, where he was just like, "Oh, you're gay. You should try not being gay." Basically, it's like, okay,
It's like, I can't
That's the
change
It's
best
the
like,
way
way
I'm
well done,
wired,
Jake.
but he can change his diet.
Yeah, but it's like you could have gone any other fucking route and just go straight to, "Well, you're gay, lol."
That's not a. That's the only argument. That's
because I guess we're both 13 again.
Stuck in like
Yeah.
2007.
Well, like I say, he started ripping off Code Breakers material. What does that say? Like, dude, are you that low on material or clapbacks? You are now raxing shit off a clearly deranged retard.
At that point, I would just invest in using Laffy Taffy rappers for punchlines.
Jesus.
I forgot. Those
Yeah, I mean,
existed.
I say I'm doing this off my phone. Obviously, I'm doing this off this mythical fucking spare laptop I'm meant to have. Well, you know, how Cody's going, "You got a spare laptop. Look at this. You lied about why you took a hiatus." It's like, cunt, I film on a video camera. As someone who rifles through all of my videos religiously, you would think you'd have picked up the part where I said I yell into a camera, not a laptop, a camera.
But you're the pathetic one.
Yeah, you know, not the loser that spends all day fucking hyper fixating on people doing better than him.
Right.
You know the one thing that really confuses me?
What's up?
But
Okay, you guys know about my brother, and like obviously like he's in prison for doing like genuinely bad shit. I don't stand by it. I don't defend it. I maintain like literally practically no association with him because of what he did.
So that was Kyle, right?
Yeah, I barely talk to the guy, and the reason
Right.
I just don't feel like I want to talk to him because it's hard to separate him from what he did. Now I just can't. I have to choke down anger, sad, like everything that could possibly be felt when you find out someone that you didn't think was capable of this did this.
Oh
What I
yeah,
don't-
of course.
What I don't get is the fact that he like goes like random motherfuckers who have the same last name that I've never fucking heard of. Like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Ah,
that was
yo,
these other
dude, you want to
motherfuckers.
turn your microphone on, bro?
What was that, Damien?
I just said, does Drew want to turn on his microphone since he's here, but his mic's off?
Oh, hi. Sorry.
you're good. You're good.
Thank you for taking my crown for most boomer with technology, Drew. That's beautiful.
My
Thank
kids
you,
feel
I
like
guess.
violence.
I mean, then again, that can't top that stream I did with Gage and Dan where I couldn't even figure out I had to add myself.
Like, I'm
What
And they were
surprised,
sitting
fuck?
there like,
like some of that stuff.
and they were
That was
sitting there
your-
like, where is this motherfucker?
It's like I'm
Well,
just
then
gonna
again,
wait
you're talking to
patiently.
the one of the guy. I mean, to be fair, I still have I've just did my first Twitch streaming. And I forgot to save the recording, so I just pretty much shot myself in the foot. So whoopsies.
Ouch.
It's, but yeah,
I'm gonna
like,
be
the whole
honest, I didn't-
principle.
Yeah, like it's weird how now all of a sudden the flavor of the week is mocking the towns he thinks we live in. Because he still doesn't have where I live or work correct.
I mean, I know what would happen if he
That's
contacted where I work. They'd just call him a retard and tell him to go fuck himself because everyone has more important shit to do than
Oh.
listen to him cry for nothing.
I just love that idle threat he made a wee bit ago about you don't want anyone strange showing up on your doorstep. Like, come on, motherfucker. A, you're not getting anywhere on your dole money, and B, please show up at my front door. I've got 2 years of wanting to kick the little retard's teeth in to take out on him. Please, I implore you,
Let him
please come
inside
find
first
me
so you
offline.
have justifiable cause.
Yeah, I'd whip out the camera too.
It's like, just so you know, he entered my home without my permission. I felt threatened. Here's the proof.
Yeah,
Team
oh,
with
by the
them-
way, Cody, this is called a video camera. You see? Not a laptop.
I'm surprised that. I just find it weird that Cody, of all people, tagged me and Ollie, which was weird because I've barely spoken to the fucker. I
Well,
said
the
it
problem
Ollie.
is
We
he's
tell
just
I don't know what-
desperate.
As well. Like guys that have had nothing to do with the rank community for years just because they happen to be named in like a video description or something. I had one of them message me like, yo, have you seen this dude? I'm like, yeah, bro, don't worry about it. It's just some fucking massively low functioning autist from Australia. He thinks he's threatening. He's not.
It's basically like the equivalent of having a flea stand on top of a fucking tissue trying to wave its arms at you while you're just looking at it saying, okay, I have a can of lighter fluid, I have like brake cleaner and a lighter here. I'm gonna turn this motherfucker into a torch. Hang on.
The really peculiar thing about it, like, that strikes me is what an utter fucking coward he is. Won't
It's
get
like,
on
I won't-
camera. Reckons that we haven't found his real name, even though we've got overwhelming evidence that he is who I say he is. Blocks
Not only
people
that-
before talking shit from his own channels. Never comes onto our channels to talk smack. Like, you notice the only ones he actually goes to are clowns within the AFL community or comment sections where he knows he won't get BTFO.
I mean, that's the thing.
Just
the dude
everything about him
openly-
screams.
He exists
like-
in an echo chamber, or he wants to create one.
He can't even do that right.
Well, he calls all
He
of
can't
us
do
pathetic,
anything.
but he's a self-owner in of himself.
Oh, I reckon a lot of the shit with me is just pure projection.
Hmm
Well, look at the things he accuses me of that clearly fucking describe him. Like that
Thing is, though-
insane. Sorry, go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Steve.
David. No,
No,
I
no,
was,
no,
I,
you-
I was gonna move it to someone else in this little circle, but you go ahead and finish what.
I was just gonna say, like that psychotic little blog post or whatever the hell you want to call what he does with the still image and then the massive rant in the video description about
Oh, yeah.
pretending. Well, he's going on about nobody wants to live with you, and that's why you live with your father, and I'm too stupid to understand how home ownership works. Yet he writes a big thing ranting about people he's lived with that he doesn't get along with, and keeps bitching about scared landlords. Like, dude, the entire thing seems, but like how he's going on about mate who skates and how why it's suspicious he can afford a house now, and it's like, dude, why don't you just openly say you're fucking jealous of anybody accomplishing anything in life? Because you find all of our accomplishments and shit we are proud of and try and roast us for them.
Yeah,
It's not even a roast. It's actually really undercooked.
Oh, yeah. And, sorry, just one more thing, Steve, before we switch it over to what you're going to say. Cash just
Yeah.
asked how long he's been going. Pretty sure it's around about January, February 2024 he's been going on at this shit for.
Yeah.
It's been nearly 2 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like, I probably would have, it's like I've said to you guys before, I actually would have taken legal action if this was anyone actually threatening. Like, the only reason I haven't is because it's a retard.
Yeah, he's not going to do
And
anything.
a useless one at that. He's pretty much the Australian Dustin.
Pretty much.
That
Sad
might
but
actually be
true.
an insult to Dustin.
Yeah, well, it's like I said before. At least Dustin's out doing other shit rather than being permanently online. I mean, how
Yeah,
fucking
at least he
sad is
shows-
that?
At least he shows his face.
That's true.
As much as we all wish he wouldn't.
I wish you wouldn't. Yeah.
Fucking Tommy Dreamer with a stroke.
He reminds me of that droopy dog
Fucking-
cartoon character.
Yeah, but now I can just imagine Dustin walking into the room fucking with a fucking stroke version of Man in the Box. Where is the man in the box?
I feel like if you just like smack him across the face, your hand will come away with bacon grease or some shit.
Oh god, your
Yeah,
hand would
looks like
start
God
rotting
already
from all the
bit you.
decomposing sweat.
Uh.
It was basically
My
like what would happen.
mom says that you're not allowed to slap people. It's gay.
Honestly, I want to
It's
find a
right now
way
much of
just
a-
to edit droopy dog. It's like, gays are bad, sir.
Hello, all you homosexual sinners.
Yeah, and every time he sees a black man, his pussy quakes.
Part of me thinks that Dustin is scared of
My
black guys.
my ass does not have fried chicken in it. Get away.
The worst part is he might actually say that unironically.
Oh, a bit.
Just
He's
the
gonna
hail
find
of
us
black
an age.
fists coming down on him.
Oh, he wants
He's
the black
scared of
fist
the
coming
Black
down,
Panther
alright.
logo for a reason.
Oh no.
Just sees that black face going in. Oh,
Oh yeah.
you are not going
Takes
near
him
my
back to middle
asshole
school.
with that.
More like he wants one going up. More like.
We're getting age restricted for sure.
Fuck
Dude,
it.
I don't even care.
I mean,
Dude,
when
I'm
It's not good.
This is what the internet was for.
pretty sure if I was a bigger YouTuber, I'd be shit canned for that stroke victim Man in the Box joke. I swear to God.
This is
But
a
yeah,
legendary
sorry,
box I will
Steve.
die behind.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, Steve, what were you gonna say? Sorry, man.
No, no worries. I was just gonna say that at least with Cody and Jacob, at least they don't pretend to be something that they're not. Like at least Cody, doesn't deny the fact that he's a fucking freak, and then Jacob doesn't deny the fact that he's just a obnoxious douchebag. Whereas Sporty,
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
no
Sporty Joss.
modicum of respect for that guy at all. He just flip flops all the time. And then
Pure
I
smart
made
bullshit.
that post, that YouTube post that I made, and then he comments, it's like, dude, thanks for fucking proving what I was saying.
All you did was reinforce
Like,
that
literally, he goes on that comment. So yeah, he fucking goes on the post, starts groveling. 3 days later, tries doing a piss take of my intro, and it's like, you just proved Steve's point, you dumb fuck. You're on the post groveling and apologizing and backpedaling, and then you go do the same shit Steve's calling you out for.
Well, no, I think you sent me that one thing. It was I saw it this morning. I was still not fully awake, but something else he said.
You something about your girlfriend unless he got you engaged mixed up, which is a weird thing to get mixed up.
What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he said something about making fun of Steve and his girlfriend. It's like either that's a really low shot at Zach or you're a fucking idiot and got Steve and Gage mixed up.
I'm a bit too skinny.
I think it's the latter.
Yes, I actually stuck up for Steve Trowbridge's girlfriend one stage when he mocked her. Yeah, that must have been. He must have gotten this mixed up.
Yeah, because you look so similar. The names are similar. The sexuality is the same.
Oh yeah. Well, Jewish is I don't know. Jewish is the new gay, I guess.
Yeah, no, I
Apparently
mean,
so.
isn't that what Zach does occasionally? Takes his politics out on you, like occasionally beckons you. Take that, you Jewish bastard.
All I hear is
Maybe
just the
that's
beer
it.
bottle
Maybe
shattering against the fucking counter.
Maybe Spooky's been watching this whole time.
Oh,
He's got
boy.
your apartment, bud.
All you hear is just
Hey,
what
Fergie, this is what
gunshot.
Hey, Fergie, this is what friends are like, not whatever cult you have.
Dick swallowing sycophants, more like.
Like, it's pathetic that he kisses that much ass, dude. Like, come on, at least have your own, like, have your own gimmick. Stick to your own gimmick. Don't do what Steve says, where it's just Finch sitting and flip flopping.
Yeah, well, it's like he acknowledges that Jacob is like homophobic and stuff, but then it's like, oh, I'm gonna turn around and say that I'm afraid of whatever he said, like gay clowns or whatever.
Yeah, like, he tried saying, oh, I got it right. It's like, no, you didn't, you fucking retard. The joke isn't you go up and go, I'm the clown that hides from gay people. The joke goes, you walk up to someone and go, hey, bro, have you seen the clown that hides from gay people? And they go, no, I haven't.
That's why you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Like, I haven't heard that joke
Like,
in
every
close to
time.
12 years.
Like, every time this dude tries to do an iron, he fucks it up so spectacularly. And then you've got Cody in the comments going, oh, that was funny, mate.
He's the kind of guy that would
They're
turn
the same
he would have a Panzerfaust backwards, he'd blow up his own friends trying to fire at a tank.
Well, it's like, I know Steve knows the wrestling promo I'm talking about, the Mark Henry fake retirement speech. But
Yeah.
he tried pulling that shit on me and Gage, if you remember, where it was, oh, sorry for what I did. We just replied, well, shut the fuck up and listen, fuck off. Rather than, oh yeah, that's all good, man, we forgive you. And he went ahead with the quote unquote punchline anyway of, LOL, he was just kidding. You're a bunch of puppets, ha ha ha. That's like, you fucked that up completely. We told you to fuck off. So that completely made what you just said not work.
Just made it entirely meaningless.
And then Cody's in the comments telling him that he pulled it off spectacularly. It's like,
Jesus.
no, that was the opposite of pulling it off spectacularly.
I wish something got pulled off.
Yeah, me too.
Just attach him to a truck.
Well, it's like that post I shared in the Discord where he's going on about his t-shirt. I'm like, fucking hell, you dick. There's so much wrong with this post that makes you look like an idiot. I don't even know where to begin.
I don't think I saw that one.
Us one where he went some shit about, oh, make me the Spaggy Dross t-shirt. Make sure to trademark it first, otherwise it's fraud. Secondly, fucking some stupid bullshit where it's just basically like, retard, if I trademarked your channel, I would then be able to sue you for using my intellectual copyrights.
That's the
Second of all,
problem,
me
you then
making
would get
you a
ownership.
t-shirt. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, be an entrepreneur. It's like, that doesn't make you an entrepreneur, you fucking jackass.
That makes you an idiot. That got your own brand hijacked by a third party.
Yeah, and then it's like, he said something as well about, oh, if you don't trademark it, it'll be fraud. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't. A, it would be protected under parody, and B, if it wasn't, that would be use of your intellectual property, not fraud, you fucking moron.
Like, I hate to say this, but it reminds me of all the DMCAs that you know who tried to hit me with.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna use names, obviously, but it was like so frivolous. Like, okay, so if I read something you wrote, call it shitty, explain why it's shitty. As I'm reading it, it's the same thing as me re-uploading it in its raw format and then just giving it to people like a Christmas present.
Commentary,
exactly,
what
like,
the fuck
you
is
know-
that?
It's the same
Yeah,
kind
like,
of
you're
Christmas
not
present
claiming
that
it's
would
your
get me
own
kicked
work
out of a
you're coming-
window.
Oh, Mr. You know, I'm an Asian woman, even though I'm clearly a black guy.
I'm surprised he's not dead yet, to be honest. I really am.
He just hasn't worked
surprised
up
he's
the
heard
nerve
that
to get a
name.
job.
I have
Like,
not heard
I'm
that name
legit
in
surprised he's
forever.
not homeless. Like, is he
Well-
actually living anywhere? Or...
Well, apparently
is
he
he?
is living in some sort of housing facility because the last thing I got a hold of, like, when the little moron's filming his own, like, his living environment where you see that damn cockroach run across his computer.
Ugh.
I'm like, that's a
What?
fucking
Yeah, okay, that
cockroach.
sums it up.
I thought Tofiachu had a really bad home life.
makes Tofiachi look like she's living in a 5-star Hilton resort.
I don't know who gets kicked out more, this flipper or Andrew Ditch.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, by the way, I plan on doing a follow-up on that sometime in November.
I'm gonna warn you, Gage. You're gonna get more mad whenever you listen to Ditch.
I know, I sat through it the first time just to get a kind of like a sample platter of what I was up to when I was ready to put my head through my wall.
Yep.
But yeah, let's
You're
like
beautiful.
to get back, like to round back to what we were starting with before everyone was invited. Like, I just don't believe that everyone is redeemable or forgivable, because obviously there are certain things that a person does where they just do so much damage to another person or another person's life that it's like, yeah, fuck you, you're not getting a pat on the ass and a congratulatory sticker because you managed to say, yeah, I did something bad. Well, obviously you did something bad. That doesn't mean that you're immediately deserving of exoneration or redemption just because you suddenly pretend to care about what you did.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I know people like that in my real life. So.
I mean, if Ian Watkins showed any remorse, what should anyone give him a pat on the back?
I don't think anybody would, no. Alright, now look at this shit
Nah.
here.
Look.
It's true, these haters on this app act like I'm the worst. No, it's not that people think you're the worst. It's just the fact is you acted like a total asshole to everyone and then tried to act like everyone was an idiot for just simply saying, yeah, you did this.
Oh god, is that Neon Penguin again?
As if I've gone out and murdered. Well, you've talked about wanting to murder people. Well, rape. Well, you have talked about wanting to SA people, but not openly as plainly as saying that. Or assaulted someone. Well, you've openly admitted that, like you've said in previous statements, that you would assault women for not being interested in you. And I know that you might have, taken a step back from those views. Like, that's fine. But the fact is, you did in fact say that stuff at one point, and people have a right to say, well, you're allowed to change if you want, but people are gonna remain skeptical if it seems unlikely that you are going to change, or if it seems like you're only doing it for the sake of keeping up appearances. When all I've done
My question is what this little Nimrod's end game is.
Just avoid consequence until he finally has just enough people covering his ass to the point where he can just take off the mask and do it all over again.
I mean, just the general principle is, why doesn't this little moron just go away and cry to himself in a corner somewhere?
One thing that kind of confuses
Like,
me
I
is,
don't understand.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, the problem is, to me, it seems like he claims other people are, like, impersonating him and running up to us to start shit. It's like, that doesn't seem as likely as you'd like us to think it is, because, let's be honest, who genuinely goes out of their way to impersonate another person all the way down to their dialect, their choice of language, and the way that they word things to the letter, just to then kick beehives with people the individual had problems with in the past? Like, very few people are that meticulous, let alone that fucking dedicated to the bit. Now, is it true that
Like,
someone
he's clearly
impersonated
just
Mattis
calling-
before? Yeah.
Like, he's clearly core vision. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
Honestly, I think it's very likely to be true, because the way that everything is worded, the way that he phrases everything, the way that he hearts every single comment left by Penguin, it does seem a little bit weird. It would almost, now if it's not him, for the sake of argument, let me just play devil's advocate. If it's not him, for whatever reason, that doesn't change the fact that Core Vision shows a lot of preferential treatment in regards to how they handle things that Neon Penguin talks about or does.
Yeah. Sorry, hang on, dude. I might have to drop out for a sec here.
Don't worry, we'll be here. I'm like ADT, I'm always fucking there.
All good, dude. And if I don't come back, cheers for having me.
I just realized how old that fucking commercial is. I still can't believe ADT has commercials that are like about as old as all of us.
Yeah.
I remember like the whole 1 and 0 came like that was weird.
Yeah. So I've read ahead a little bit. I don't know if you want to take this like sentence by sentence though or whatever.
I'll do it. I'll finish out the paragraph and then we can like once I'm all done, just like do whatever you can to like tap me on the shoulder or whatever. Then we can just take it like whatever it is you want to say from there.
Yeah, because there's something he's saying that I've got a real problem with, but
when all I've done is have some controversial views I've already outgrown. So why the hell can't that be overlooked when even murderers get pardoned by victims' families in in those videos I'll share? Or take Mary Bell, who was just a kid, and if that can't be redeemed, what the fuck can? I'm clueless about how redemption operates. You're clueless about everything in general, so this is no different than everything else that you don't know about. And I doubt I'll ever figure it out. Okay. Is that to the point to where you read?
yeah. So who the fuck? What family forgives the person who murdered their loved ones? Like who the fuck? That does not happen. I know he supposedly provided some links, but
I mean,
I'm calling bullshit. Like the only example I can think of is so in the Manson family murders, it was the LaBiancas. I think it was the second night, and I think it was Susan, the daughter of the LaBiancas, forgave Tex Watson because she became a born again Christian or whatever. That's the only example, only actual example that comes to mind of someone forgiving the person that murdered their family or loved one. But other than that, that doesn't fucking happen. Or even if it does, it's very fucking rare.
Honestly, I just find now here's the thing. Do I
And
believe
can
that?
I go on this little thing?
Go for it.
That like, and the Christian version of forgiveness is not necessarily like I've absolved you from all blame. It's the fact that I choose not to be angry at you, because at the end of the day, the grieving party's choice.
That's really what it is. It's not a matter of you're no longer responsible for your actions. It's just a matter of I just choose not to wield it against you as other people may. Like another thing. Is
yeah,
the
I mean,
that,
fair enough, but the way that he's putting it, though, like the way that he's like trying to put it, though, it is different because the way that he's phrasing it is like being absolved of all blame. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like the fact
It
is,
does.
it's fucking stupid to try to say that. Well, a lot of these people forgive not because they don't still have a lot of anger and hatred for this person, but a lot of these people forgive in situations like this mainly because they feel like it's their only way to move on. They're not doing it because they want to. They're doing it because they feel like they have no other option to. Otherwise, they're just going to be stuck holding that around their neck, and it's going to start drowning them. But
I mean, they're not really forgiving for the.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not so much for the guilt. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say that I really, in extreme cases like with murder, yes, like there can be some cases where yes, forgiveness is I guess the right term, but I wouldn't even necessarily call it forgiveness. I would say they're just able to move on and not let go, but move on in a way that it doesn't weigh them down anymore, or that the person responsible doesn't weigh them down anymore. But yeah.
And I was gonna say the forgiveness is not for the guilty party, but it's for the grieving party.
Yeah.
He brings up Mary Bell. It's like Mary Bell was well aware that she was killing other. She's like when she smothered that kid to death. Like she was aware she was killing that fucking kid. That like there's no excuse for that. Like you're well aware that you are taking another human being's life. I don't care how old you are. You are well aware what you are doing is going to destroy a family, and you did it for no other reason other than the fact that you were fucking bored. Like what exactly is the justification for that? Sorry, I'm retarded.
Yeah, Mary
There is
Bell.
none.
I believe that was the girl that was a child murderer.
Yeah, she was
right?
like 12 years old when she smothered her like 4-year-old neighbor, and then she tried to do it to another kid, and the other kid freaked out and ran to get help, and that's when they realized that she had killed Martin, because she eventually
'cause I think
snitched on herself in her own fucking diary.
Yeah, because I think I've seen a video about Mary Bell, but
Like the problem is like you're
Yeah.
trying to argue that a murderer that knowingly does something deserves the same credence and the same forgiveness as someone who engages in like involuntary or voluntary manslaughter.
Well, I think that's kind of what I was getting at, is that people who willingly murder and know what they're doing and just don't give a shit because they're psychopathic. I think that's what I was more getting at with the forgiveness thing. Because again, yes, some people forgive. It's more about, it's not for the person responsible. It's more for themselves, so they can actually move on and be at peace.
Because otherwise
But-
they'll just start eating them alive if they don't try to find a way to get past it.
Yeah, but the way that he's putting it, it comes off differently.
Like it just like the way that I mean, let's be honest. Like I'm just gonna speak for myself for a minute. Like given what happened to me when I was 13, like I will never forgive the people that did that shit to me, and the reason I will never forgive them is because they destroyed like a good portion of my life all the way up until I was about 20. Because it took just that much the worst part about it is the fact that I had like a lot of self-destructive relationships in high school that didn't work out because the relationships would be there for like a few months and then they'd blow themselves up because I didn't know how to actually handle the idea of getting close to someone physically given what happened. And this idiot's going to try to say that someone should forgive an individual who destroys them on such a level that the thought of being close to anyone in any way causes them to push people away and avoid contact with them for years. And they're going to sit there and argue, well, you should feel like people deserve forgiveness for these kind of crimes. Like, no, I shouldn't. And if you want to have that opinion, that's perfectly fine for him to have that opinion. But the fact is, it's just not a rational one. When you shouldn't be turning the other cheek if someone punches you in the face anyway.
Yeah, it's the only people that I see going that route is like people who are very religious,
and mainly it's just their way to try to cope with it.
Yeah, because again, there was that example I brought up about the Manson murderers and Susan LaBerge. Because her parents were the LaBiancas, how she forgave Tex Watson for it. Even though apparently later on she ended up cutting all contact with Tex Watson because she was like advocating for him for quite a bit for parole. But yeah.
Like the problem that the problem with this whole concept of forgive whoever hurts you, it's like, okay, well, where do you draw the line between what actions are unforgivable and what actions aren't? Like, how do you define some sort of line? And if you don't define a line for the sake of argument, then why punish anyone? Because the reason that we have prisons and jails and all these different systems to punish people for breaking the laws, especially in severe cases like sexual assault or homicide or things like that, like the reason that the punishments are usually so large is because the punishments are made to fit the crime. And if he doesn't think that, if he doesn't, for example, believe that people should be, like, held accountable, then what crimes does he believe are worthy of, for example, the death penalty? Like, what things does a person have to do? How much damage does a person have to do to another person's family or another person's life or society at large before they are viewed as a threat to the public?
Yeah.
And then at that point, like, at what point does a person go from, okay, you're a threat to the public, and we'll keep you here or isolated, or we're just gonna destroy you outright so that you can't hurt anyone else? Like, how do you define the line in a situation like that?
Right.
Like, the problem with that kind of like line of reasoning is, like, it sounds pretty. It does. It sounds like a wonderful world of Disney notion that everything's okay as long as you pretend that bad people don't exist. Well, the problem is, like, in the real world, people don't give a shit whether or not you think they don't exist. It's the fact that they just do.
Yeah. Well,
And
it not only do I have trouble with the whole forgiveness concept when it comes to the most extremes, like, serial killers, serial rapists, child molesters, stuff like that. I'm kind of the opinion that, and I know this is kind of a polarizing opinion. It's very contested because some people believe in it, some people don't. But if you're like a Ted Bundy type or something, I'm of the opinion that parole shouldn't even be an option. Like, there are some people that I do not think parole should be offered. And I know that there are sentences where it's like parole isn't an option, but I think that it should be limited even more. That's just my opinion.
honestly,
Like, I get the whole
I understand why. Like, certain crimes, for example, should just be like, yeah, I know parole.
Yeah, like if you, because people go to the whole rehabilitation argument, and it's like, I get it, but I think that a lot of these people really cannot be rehabilitated because
You
if
can't
they've done
rehabilitate a
something,
psychopath.
yeah, well, because they'll just tell you what you want to hear. They'll figure out what they need to do, what they need to say, how they need to act, and they'll fool people
Like, that's
because they'll
actually
get better at it.
That's actually, I believe it's either Ed Kemper or Ed Gein. That's how they got out of the fucking psych ward, for example, was they just pretended to be sane enough to make it out.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the Manson killers almost manipulated the parole board into giving her parole, but then they didn't because they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, we're being manipulated."
It's like, okay, someone's twisting our dicks here. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna fall for you trying to grease our poles. We may be idiots, but we're not that stupid.
Pretty much.
Alright, let's see here. The point of the story is that even the killers, even people like killers and rapists, can be forgiven. Well, here's the thing. Like, again, forgiveness should also be something that's based on the ability to change that a person demonstrates. And if a person is like if they're like hardwired to be like a fucking rapist or a murderer, they probably shouldn't be released.
Yeah.
And even for the sake of
Well,
argument, like, just because someone forgives them doesn't mean they're no longer a threat. It just means that person no longer holds anger towards them.
yeah. Well, so for murderers, I think the fact that they get to live and still have a life, it's a life inside prison, but it's still a life. They get to live, and their victims don't get to live.
Yeah, they're already walking away with more than they left with.
Yeah, it's more of a mercy than they deserve. So, yeah.
No, yeah, but it's kind of an insult. For example, if someone like walks up to a survivor of sexual assault, whether they survive as a child or whether they're an adult and they experience it, regardless of what their gender is and the gender of their attacker. Like, if you go up to someone and say, "Well, you should just get over what someone else did to you," it's like, okay, so you're trivializing what they went through by essentially saying that something that destroyed their life for I don't know how long should just be forgotten about because it makes the person that did it feel a little shitty, know that they did something so fucking horrible that it like stripped another person down to the point where it almost broke their psyche.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I struggle with the whole forgiveness thing, at least in how this guy's framing it.
Like it especially doesn't help when you
'Cause
frame forgiveness like it's like a requirement for the survivor or for the person's family who've survived them if they were like assaulted then killed. It's like, well, you need to get over it. Okay, so just say you don't give a shit. Just spit it right out.
yeah, well, a lot of these people that are serial killers will weaponize that kind of talking and thinking, around forgiveness to try to get themselves out at like parole hearings. And the lawyers, which I know they're just doing their job, but like the lawyers will, well, some of them, not all of them, but some of them will play that shit up too, and it's just bullshit.
You know what's great when the defense attorney's like, I can't even fucking help you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I'll try to argue that you're fucked up in the head, but when it comes down to it, I can't bullshit people about what's wrong with you.
Well, it's funny. Again, going back to the Manson killers, some of their parole hearings are on YouTube, and some of their defense attorneys like try their best to bullshit, but they just it's not cutting it.
That's the look of a lawyer that's just like, fuck me, what do I do here?
Yeah.
It's like, is it too late for me to right now just to try to ask for a mistrial? Just going over like the list of possible excuses they can pull out of their ass to get themselves to fuck off this case because they know there's no chance in hell of winning.
Yeah.
So I just want off this fucking case. Someone just shoot me in the leg and I'll pretend I was attacked outside the courtroom.
Or in the case of the Mansons, I know drugs are used as an excuse too, but that's bullshit as well.
It's like he was fucked in the head, so was everyone else there. Not everyone else was murdering people.
Dude, like everyone in the fucking 60s was using fucking acid and LSD and shit, but they all didn't fucking go out and murder people.
Like I just don't like the best way to put it is like when you start saying that everyone when you treat forgiveness like it's an obligation that's owed to the offender by the victim or by the victim's surviving family. It just sounds like you're trying to diminish what they did, and it sounds like, well, I know you did this, but who fucking cares? Like, just say who fucking cares. Like, don't even dance around it. Just say it.
You may as well say that.
Because
It's
at least
just
then
it's
you're being
incredibly
fucking honest.
Yeah, it's incredibly manipulative language. It's disgusting.
And like I said, like I will
And like,
always defend his right to say whatever stupid shit he wants to say.
oh yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day, people still have the right to question it, to contest it, and to just simply point out the fact that it just doesn't seem like it'll work out well if brought into practice and have everyone think the same thing. Because I'm just gonna lay out like an incredibly ridiculous example. If someone were to walk into his house and skull fuck his mother to death, would he be sitting there and like, no, 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 this is horrible, fuck, this is awful, or would he say, well, like, I guess I gotta forgive you now?
Yeah, no, yeah, of course not.
Where do you draw the line between okay, well, fuck this guy?
Yeah, it's oh shit.
It's like I'm just not sure where the hell you even draw the line in a situation like that.
Yeah, it's just it's naive and it's just a lack of perspective.
It's just not healthy to have that mindset of it doesn't matter what I do as long as I just pretend it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And the issue, I know we've said this, like rephrased this like 3 separate times, but it is a big fucking point that needs to be addressed. Is that you personally feeling like other people are taking what you do too seriously? That doesn't mean that everyone is taking it too seriously. It means that you're just diminishing what you do so that it's not a problem to you.
Yeah. Well, and just pretending like you didn't, pretending as though what you did wasn't really that much at all.
Like the
Because
main
even
issue is
in that
yeah,
comment
like
section,
yeah, it's just sitting there like, well, people like defend rapists. Okay, are you gonna defend rapists? Like, are you gonna walk up to people
so
like myself or Jenny or other people and say, just get the fuck over it, you pussies?
yeah,
I mean, is he gonna walk up to like Daisy's family and say that Richard Huckle did nothing wrong?
yeah, it's a very, very, very bad argument
I
to
mean,
try to
I
make.
understand. This is basically like what would happen if you got into like imagine for example someone's in a fight to the death and they're both given like one option of a weapon, like something that's gonna be like used for up close and personal, and you choose a spoon instead of a knife,
Yeah,
and then all the while you're trying to
basically.
argue about whether or not the spoon's more effective when you're just sitting there trying to like you're trying desperately just to parry hits so you don't get slashed.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think you'd be better
Yeah,
off using a wet paper bag as a fucking fire retardant suit and a busy ass as a fucking fire, more so than you would be capable of defending yourself in a situation like that.
yeah. Invoking rapists and murderers is not really the way to go.
I mean, when
And
you're
you're
arguing
also,
that someone be like when you're arguing that people treat like a rapist or a murderer as like someone that like makes like just an accidental social faux pas, like it kind of sounds like you're just trying to diminish what a rapist does.
yeah, what a rapist does, what a murderer does. It's not even on the same level.
And it's not like people are trying to like we're not trying to throw shit that he did years ago in his face. It's just the fact is, if you're going to change, just change. Don't make a big performance
Yeah,
of it. Don't dance around and make some big fucking song and dance about it because okay, Steve, you remember Lance?
yeah, I remember Lance.
Okay, remember I'm changing, I'm changing, I'm changing. Yeah, it's basically just that. It's all performative bullshit put on to make people think you're getting better.
If you have to keep saying it over and over and over again, it's bullshit.
I mean, that's the problem.
If you
It's
have to,
always just a matter of like, how can I make it seem like it's not my fault I'm acting this way?
if you, for example, if you keep telling people that you're an honest person over and over and over again, you have to always say it. Chances are you're probably not an honest person.
Fact machine. If you get the reference, good for you. If you're a fucking dinosaur that's
Yes,
been around since the late 2000s,
I absolutely get that reference.
I honestly I need to get
Uh,
that one video that Stevie did and just edit that in. I think you might have seen that clip where it was that part where Stevie was talking like Carbon. It's like you're just this fucking tumor that just refuses to fucking wither up and die. It's like I'm here and I'm not leaving because I don't want to be lonely anymore. Yeah, except instead of
yeah,
that, instead of onion, I basically edited you know whose face in where Greg's face is on the fucking on the like fucking screen share cam. It's like, oh god, that
yeah. I
is
think I
actually
remember that.
so fucking accurate. I need to redo that actually because I think that would be like. Now, let me just give you guys like a little bit of a sneak peek. But I am actually working on something right now. It's going to be hopefully the final big nuke. Like I'm finally just gonna drop a Moab on the fucking area and just turn it to glass. Like let me cue it up here. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of my upcoming project. It'll be a while till it's done because I have to there's a lot I have to cut through. There's a lot I gotta edit down. I have to like condense a lot of it down and take as much autism as I can out of it. Because otherwise it's gonna be so bad that my brain is gonna start eating itself in the middle, and then I'll just have a fucking stroke and then die.
Fair enough.
It's like, I think I just fell over dead. I didn't realize that you could unlock third-person mode in real life. Oh god, the bing bong never ends. Alright, hang on, let me figure out how my shit works now. That'd be great. I swear I'm not retarded.
Yeah, sorry I
I'm
was
just
gone.
tired.
You're good. You're good. Also, sorry I was gone. I was in the shower.
I knocked myself on my ass with NyQuil to fucking make my cold go away. Yeah, so I drank a bit of NyQuil like 3 hours before I was supposed to leave for work yesterday. So I'm like fucking comatose getting in the car to go to work.
Oh God.
I had NyQuil though.
I didn't have any Dayquil, otherwise I would have just done that. Because the problem with NyQuil, obviously, the codeine in it knocks you the fuck out. So I spent half my fucking
So
shift
just why
yawning.
NyQuil's usually.
Are aware that you did it, or you're not aware that you did it. You can't do this thing where you pretend you don't understand what you're doing, just to later admit that you know exactly what the fuck you're doing, and you're just trying your hardest to make it seem like you have no fucking clue. And it doesn't come off as intelligent, it comes off as the stupid shit a little asshole does when they know they get caught doing something they shouldn't be.
Right, so there you go. Okay, so why are they selling a Rubik's Cube that doesn't work?
Again. Yeah, that fucking face.
Oh, that's creepy.
Like,
That's fucking
okay.
creepy as shit.
Okay, do you guys want to know where that came from?
What?
Like Hatman did some digging a while ago, like a few years back.
Yeah.
Apparently, the little wacko has a adult website, like a profile. And
yeah.
Thanks for
the
the
dude literally filmed himself whacking it. Apparently.
Is that what?
Thanks for the mental image.
Don't worry, this is just the head and shoulders.
Oh,
like the head,
God.
the head and shoulders were all that was inside what Hatman edited down.
Oh my fucking
But
God.
that fucking face. It's like, what is wrong with your eyes?
This is gonna ruin masturbation for me.
And just like that, everyone who used to self-service is now gonna have to go out of their way to find another way to completely put it off. Looks like no November came a month early. No pun intended.
All I gotta say is, Zach is gonna be one tired man. His lips are gonna be super chapped.
And just like that, we're all in trouble with guidelines.
Oh, Zach. Sorry, Zach.
We're gonna get
Go
like
watch it.
30 notices like, this has been restricted, this has been restricted, this has been restricted, you've made age restricted, this is a warning. You're gonna look at my emails, it's gonna be full of YouTube like, what the fuck are you posting on our shit?
Oh God.
What are you doing?
This is terrible.
It's like, what are you doing? I don't know, man. That was okay. We said no such fucking thing.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that is the face of someone. He looks like one of those. Looks like one of those old claymation videos from back in like 1953. Oh God, the Bing Bong. Hating that people get beat up or killed because they hurt your feelings.
Again,
You're basically
you heard.
could be considered as an implied threat, but for some reason, if I say died, it's more of a threat than you actively pointing people at my name and face.
So basically, what you're saying is that you can do whatever you want. You're above
What
the
is
law.
that expression?
Oh,
Fucking I want, dumbass. It's the fact that names shouldn't be licensed to get someone fucking murdered or hurt.
He keeps fucking
Okay, so
licking
you're
his
trying to
lips.
say that you need
It's
to
fucking
take
gross.
whatever you want to everything.
No, I'm saying that you shouldn't
That's why I'm.
justify murder.
Thankfully, I'm
just because
looking
someone
away
calls
from
you
the,
a dumbass
from,
on the
from
internet.
the screen.
Motherfucker
Please.
looks like a zombie in Left 4 Dead.
Stephen King couldn't write shit this fucking scary. Oh my
It's
God.
kind of bad when
Even
Wes
when he's
Craven's
high.
Like, you know what's bad? When Clive Barker's creature design could not top this in level of cosmic horror.
Yeah, Clive Barker couldn't write
Needless
shit
to
this
say, after
disturbing.
that, things kind of went tits up because what
Even Clive
happened
Barker
after
would have
that little
standards.
back and forth is
I'm not
that
saying something
we
because he's written
engaged in a
some pretty
long
fucking
back and forth about,
out there
well,
shit.
if you didn't get in trouble, people wouldn't say these things about you. Well, it shouldn't matter what I'm saying about you unless I'm deliberately lying and you can prove that I'm lying conclusively. There's no point in making that argument that everything I'm saying is false if you've yet to prove anything I've said is false. I just did. No, you didn't. No, you
I bet he
fucking
has
did.
OnlyFans.
You make a series of declarative statements with no proof
I'm not
no
gonna
proof
look
to
into
back
that,
up your own
Either
contrary
OnlyFans
notions.
or X videos.
The latter is actually where
nor am
Hatman
I.
found that because the little spaz literally links all of his shit everywhere.
God damn it.
Nothing
He
says I'm the
expects
victim
everyone
like
to know.
trying to whore yourself out on the internet for attention.
Like, I get money's
And then
tight,
you
but
gripe and bitch
still.
because people don't agree with you.
I remember when he somehow
That's
uploaded
not
like
conclusive.
a long time ago. He somehow uploaded gay porn on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and then it's like, well, I got in trouble. No, you didn't. Excuse me, like, you got in trouble because you straight up violated a guideline. You didn't get in trouble for anything else except for the fact that you broke that major rule.
Oh, good. You're gonna get YouTube's gonna have a field day with you once you upload it.
Let them fight me.
Fight me.
In the words of Sarazawa, let them fight. But yeah, it's like, you got in trouble because you straight up broke a major rule. I got in trouble because you ran to YouTube crying because I said you suck.
You know, that's the funny thing is, this kind of reminds me of like what happened with Team Damien and Studi. So, because Studi got his account taken down due to that shit he did, but Damien got constantly false flagged by idiots.
I mean, I wish I could get my shit back, but apparently, like, if I say the F-bomb too many times or call someone the R-word too many times, my stuff's gone. But if someone's advocating for people to fiddle kids, they're allowed to come back as long as they cry about being a victim on Twitter long enough.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what goes on behind in YouTube's what goes on in YouTube headquarters.
Well, I'll tell you what used to happen. Susan had like a line of small children that would just like basically form like a human centipede where they just lick her bean for hours.
Oh God!
Before the heart attack took her out. Like, they probably could have resuscitated Susan had it not been for the 15-minute ad before how to do chest compressions.
I swear, this is one of the reasons I mix on YouTube.
This is one of the reasons that YouTube gets me in a lot of trouble because I don't care what I say.
Same.
I was mean to a person that kind of allowed predators to use their platform to manipulate children. How dare I? Fuck you and die.
So I just get beaten to death with a horse cock. That's all I gotta say.
Like, I have no fear in regards to fucking bots threatening me. What are you gonna do? Make me take guideline school again? Wow, thanks for insulting my fucking intelligence and everyone else in the room. You say things that are not suitable for children. My videos are openly marketed as not suitable for children. That's why I keep clicking it's not made for kids.
Yeah, but, you know.
Maybe people should monitor what the little crotch goblins do on the internet in the first damn place.
Let's take pity on King Coomer.
Lack parental responsibility. Enough said.
I mean, this is the reason that you'll never have another George Carlin, is because every time someone makes jokes about something or makes any sort of crass remark that might be funny to anyone at all, they immediately have to contend with YouTube using its very flaccid dick to slap them across the face and tell them not to say it.
Well, I guess no one's gonna watch Thomas the Tank Engine anymore.
I still love the fact that they got just George Carlin dubbing over it as he used to narrate it, but then they got a bunch of his stand-up and shit edited in. So they got
wonder what
Thomas and the other
imagine if
engines
Ring-
just talking shit to each other.
Hey, hey, Henry, are you late? Oh, screw you, Thomas.
It's like, where's the driver? Maybe he's at home banging the babysitter. Reminds me of what happens when they they actually have it on YouTube right now. Actually, they have like a 7-part series where it's just dubbed over. It has like parts from Brain Droppings, Napalm, and Silly Putty, and when we just bring the pork chops all edited in, so it sounds like the characters are actually insulting each other and talking with the actual dialogue from his actual narrations. There was one particular scene where it was Thomas the tank engine, like he was talking about having a cow catcher on front because engines were like mandated to have it on front. And he's like, "Well, fuck you, I don't do that." And then it like cuts back to the police. And they remember, if you refuse to cooperate, Mr. Policeman will beat you to death.
You are,
It's like, God,
you are
God
not the
damn.
engine, Thomas.
Yeah, that engine's gonna be black and blue if he doesn't cooperate.
Yeah.
By the
well,
way, does anyone know if Medicur's alive or not?
I'm pretty sure he is.
He's just. I think he's retiring. Methinks. I could be wrong.
As long as he's still alive.
I think he's still streaming a little bit.
It's honestly, I hope that
Because
even if I hope that he's doing okay, or at least making it work for him in his
Yeah.
condition.
he covered the Charlie Kirk thing. I know that. So
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. I'll have to check that out.
yeah.
I imagine his stance was basically like, yeah, I think he was a fucking asshole too, but he didn't deserve to die for that.
Which is pretty much the common consensus. Like, I agree that Charlie
Only
Kirk
crazy
is
people
Charles
who are trying
Lackey.
to justify a mindless homicide.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. You can see, I'm aware that Charlie Kirk is probably Trump's lackey, but not only is assassination fucked up, but also it solves nothing. It'll create more carnage.
I've got my own theory on that, but I'm not gonna talk about it on here because, like, I know we've been talking about how the stream could get whatever, but if I start talking about what I actually believe about this case, then it could actually get the stream
Like,
taken
fair
down. So I'm not
like
gonna
cue
go into
the black helicopters and all the screens going to static.
it.
Well, what
all-
I'm
The gay
all
man
I'll
was
say
right.
just.
All I'll say is I think the Charlie Kirk assassination was akin to the JFK assassination. That's
Was an
all I'll say.
inside job.
Yeah, that's
That's
all I'll say.
that's all we really need to allude to.
Fair.
Though to be fair, like a friend of Charlie's actually did say, because I think that towards the end Charlie was starting to push back against Trump on some things more and more and more, privately at least. Because when we bombed Iran, apparently Charlie was like the only one in Trump's inner circle that was telling him not to do that. And then when he did, Charlie was very disgusted with him for it. With Trump, that is.
So apparently, like, do we have it? Like, has that ceasefire finally been declared?
I think it has. I think it has.
It was for a day, but apparently we went right
Oh
back to
no!
Ceasefire my butt.
Like, what's that old statement? 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
How about 1 step forward or a huge tumble down the stairs back?
I'll leave you alone for like a day. You have 1 day to make peace with your god.
Jesus.
But yeah, the whole situation is ridiculous because this concept of everyone's redeemable it sounds pretty. It sounds like wonderful unicorns, rainbows, and lollipops until you realize that when you start doing that, you kind of diminish the severity and the horrible actions that people commit. Like, would you say that someone like Saddam Hussein or Adolf Hitler or even people like Pol Pot should be forgiven and absolved of their past actions if they were still alive today, Just like keep in mind, all
No.
three of these people were involved with like mass murders and essentially genocide and the systematic eradication of people that they thought were inferior in some way.
Clearly
Yeah.
not.
It's like,
Like
at
here's
what point do you draw
like
the
here,
line?
I think a good example of a redemption story would be, let's say an alcoholic is does keeps screwing up his life. He isolates himself from his friends. He hurts the people he loves, like emotionally. Then he decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go get help, and then he does recover. It will take a long time, but maybe there could be a redemption for him. I could be wrong.
Like it'd be worth an effort, but the problem is like even then it's up to everyone else to decide if they want to let him back in their lives.
Yeah.
True. Because not everyone's gonna be as forgiving.
It's
I mean,
it's like what I said earlier. Like change, for example, it requires you to take a long, hard look at the parts of yourself that you really don't fucking like, and you actually have to be able to take. You have to be willing to take that part of yourself that really fucked up, that really did like all the shit that kind of made it hard for you to do things that you needed to be done. And you have to be willing to take that part of yourself to the sword and say, you know what, fuck this. I'm not gonna let this be who I am. I'm not gonna let this decide everything about me. And the problem is, instead of like if Neon wants to change, just change slowly if you need to, but
I
just
think the
do it.
I think the first thing Neon needs to do is like close his account, go not engage, and then focus on whatever demons he's facing.
Well, not even not like I wouldn't even really argue that he needs to close the account. Like I don't really care if he maintains a presence or not. But the fact is, like if someone really he claims someone's impersonating him now, if someone is actually impersonating him as he says, then find out who it is, link who it is, report the account, get it flagged and shut down, and then just leave everything the fuck alone afterwards. Like just don't say another fucking
True.
word afterwards. Like just talk to your little
Definitely.
stock accounts or your friends, and then just shut the fuck up and go your own direction. Like nobody's gonna stop you from doing that, unless you decide to make it a big fucking issue.
Like I can only speak for myself in this case, but I'm sure some of you knew what happened to me back in 2023, and in hindsight, I could have handled a lot of it better, and I did do a lot of dumb things. But what I did, but I think what I did in this case, and I'm not gonna say it's a full-on redemption. I just focused on me and not worry about what happened back then, and just focus on improving myself. Do I still have a platform? Kinda, but it's like it's nothing compared to like what I used to do.
It's significantly smaller than it was at one point.
But honestly, I'll take a small platform.
well, I think, and again, like I said earlier, I think there are some people who are just incapable of doing that, incapable of reflecting,
True.
because they're just a genuinely bad person. Just a real life example. My stepfather,
Oh Jesus.
really, really bad guy. Definitely a narcissist. Very
Couldn't
similar to Onision and how he acts and stuff. Just very narcissistic. I believe he's probably a sociopath too, but I don't think he'll ever change. Yeah, I don't want to go on about that forever,
That's
but
fair.
he did a lot of things. He practically tried to kill my mom, so
Jesus.
I'm never gonna forgive him for that, and for the fact that he had practically abandoned his daughter, my
Jesus.
sister.
Like there are some people that's like, yeah, I just don't think that you're capable of change because it seems like almost everything you do is just done to save face.
And even
Yeah.
if you are capable of changing, then don't do it around the people you hurt. They're not going to forgive you regardless.
Right.
Not only just that, it's just like at what point in time do you just stop and look at yourself and think, you know what, I'm fucking up here. I need to be better than this. But instead of that, it's like, no, it's everyone else's fault. I did this. Like the way that they talk. Let me just revisit something that I said in the last response stream in regards to like the autism thing, for example. Like we all pass as neurotypical. Well, we pass as neurotypical because a lot of us dealt with enough shaming and mockery early on to learn that some of our more extreme fucking tism fits only made us look like assholes. So we had to really dial our shit back and figure out where we went wrong to be better. The only reason
In
he
other words,
doesn't,
masking.
yeah, like the only reason that he ends up the way that he is because of the fact that he didn't have a lot of the same public shaming mechanisms that a lot of us had growing up or a lot of us had in our 20s that kind of allowed us to look at ourselves and like, yeah, you need to kick your own ass a little bit here because you're kind of setting yourself up to be an asshole, to be made fun of and mocked because you're not figuring out what the fuck you're doing with your life yet.
True that.
Another problem is like, well, they don't know how hard it is. Like, yeah, we do.
We do.
Like men with ASD, for example. I imagine like I think all three of us here have it currently, as far as I'm aware.
I do.
I have it. I
Like,
think
I know
that
I know
I'm
Steve and
very,
I have
very,
it
very.
mildly.
Yeah. Like
I have it mildly, but let's say if you hear me or see me on camera, you can definitely tell about my like kicks, like rocking. You've seen me rock on camera before, right?
Yeah. Thing is,
I
though,
believe
all
so.
three of us understand how it feels. Like, you know that you're different. You know that you feel apart from everyone, even people that you know and people that you've known for years, because that part of the brain still identifies you and identifies itself as someone that is different, and that is very challenging for a person to try to overcome that feeling of, I guess you can say, otherness, because they don't know how to approach people that they might be attracted to or interested in, because they feel like no matter what they do, they are always on the outside.
Amen.
Like, that's a very realistic feeling that I think all of us have felt in dating relationships or just trying to establish friendships with people, is that you feel like you're almost alien to everyone else that doesn't know what's up with you, or someone that's not able to match the same social wavelengths, because obviously, like, people that with ASD, they might be able to communicate with each other better than someone that's neurotypical and someone that has ASD, or adjacent disorders like
I mean, we're
ADHD or ADD.
we're talking to each other fine, and all three of us are on the spectrum
And that's how you know, like, it might
because
be easier because everyone has that same sense where they can identify with the other person much easier.
it's a level of understanding.
yeah.
It's the same reason that someone that doesn't have it would probably have a much harder time learning to communicate and talk without it.
Unless they do their research.
But the main problem here is the fact that we understand how it feels to feel isolated and to feel different, because I think everyone that's like self-aware that they have it, like knowing that you have it, unfortunately, as much as it helps you to understand what you have so that you can try to learn to manage it better, and I don't mean mask it, but just make it so that it doesn't affect your ability to socialize as much as it would if you weren't aware of it. But it also comes with that awareness that you are different, and that might create some like lingering anxiety and doubts about whether or not you will fit in and whether or not you'll be able to meet someone that will, I guess, fill that void that a relationship fills.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, everyone
And
here
unfortunately,
understands exactly how that feels, and it feels really fucking stupid to just say that without even knowing whether or not other people have experienced those things, because it's just easier to say that without knowing it than it is to actually just ask.
I hate to be that asshat, but it sounds like Neon Penguin is screaming victim noises because he feels like, oh well, they have friends, they don't know what it's like. It's like we bond with each other because we have a lot in common and we try to understand one another. What's his excuse?
Yeah. Well, we also put in the effort, and he clearly doesn't.
Maybe if you, maybe if you bothered trying to like bond with people with similar interests, maybe if you didn't act like a victim every 5 seconds, or maybe if you at least had a life outside the internet, then maybe you'd have something going for you.
Yeah. Well, it's far easier to sit online and bitch about your problems as opposed to actually getting up and going out and doing something about them.
I never
Or
said it
putting.
was easy,
Hmm.
but it takes a lot of, but it's up to, but the end of the day, it's on you to make the effort I'm not saying it's easy, but it's something.
Oh, sure, it's not easy, but you know,
It'd be a lot
you're
more
not even
rewarding and
attempting to
beneficial
try.
in the long run.
Definitely.
I mean, it reminds me of Marshall Mathers the Fourth and how he like, I'm 27 years old and never had a girlfriend. It's like, okay, now if you were just talking about
maybe you're the problem.
I mean, here's the thing: if he was just simply saying, "Look, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to socialize. Is there anyone that can like point me in the right direction that can kind of get me more familiarized with how people talk and how people communicate? That way, I can try to like branch out and like have my inner circle grow a little bit to make friends." Like if he was just asking people for genuine advice and just trying to be clear without blaming other people for it or making society out to be the villain, people would have been able to maybe even view him as someone that would be endearing. His honesty would have been endearing and maybe even refreshing had it not been for the fact that it was always just, I'm going to blame anyone with a pussy for my problems.
It's the constant excuses for me.
Yeah, it's far easier to blame other people than.
It's like, how can I blame other people without being responsible for my own behavior? It's like, well, you can't do that because at the end of the day, the person that causes a lot of your problems looks you in the mirror every morning.
Yeah.
That's not protagonist behavior. That's NPC behavior.
Well, it is protagonist behavior, but the protagonist is actually just an asshole that thinks they're the villain, the victim, when the reality is, like, it's basically the villain of the story that doesn't know they're the villain yet.
So, in other words, Makoto from School Days.
I was gonna say the main
instead of
characters
fucking
both
everyone, he
the
fucks nothing.
Good lord.
Arthur Gale and James Patrick.
Like, remind me again why both of his books have a character that's, like, sociopathically obsessed with a total stranger.
That maybe me thinks the writer is projecting.
I mean, let me tell you the truth right now.
Yeah.
Like, my project Post Trauma. Like, the protagonist does have a past love interest that's no longer with him for situations that were outside of both of their control. But the thing is, though, his deceased love interest isn't portrayed as this Barbie doll that existed to fill a role. This person had their own baggage, their own problems, and their own trauma, which unfortunately ended up driving the two of them apart. And his own personal problems, like his own ongoing abuse, was another reason that he essentially had to push her away and basically do whatever he could to distance himself from her, which unknowingly creates more of a guilt and more of a rift between him and her, and creates that feeling of guilt and anxiety, because he feels like maybe if I had just been more willing to spend time with her, to listen to her, like maybe I would have noticed all this shit was going down in her life that I didn't know about, that before it all pushed her over the edge. And a lot of it's just like he's beating himself up psychologically the entire time that he's walking through his own subconscious, because he feels like if something could have been done differently, things could have been different, but he's blaming himself only because of the fact that it's what Survivor's Guild does. It just blames you for everything, even if you had no idea what was actually going on.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Professor Layton. He lost his girlfriend due to an accident which he feels like he could have prevented.
Yeah, that's
like honestly though,
a common
I
thing,
don't
unfortunately.
understand. Like, yeah, like apparently someone got really pissed off at part 1.
What's that?
One of what?
Like the first chapter, like when I put the first chapter up on YouTube for a while, apparently someone got very pissed off. It's like, how dare you talk about this? Like, okay, so a survivor should not be telling people like the visceral reality of the feelings and emotions of a survivor when they experience said feelings and emotions during their own abuse. Because if you draw from reality to not shy away from the severe ramifications of these things, like that is viewed as like apparently like the person said it was like exploitionist.
They don't know what exploitness means.
Because like okay, I'm gonna rephrase what they said, but the fucking comment, it was hidden and I didn't see it till like a week ago, but I just didn't even fucking respond. It's like another piece of poorly written fiction written by another exploitionist hack who thinks essay is something that should be like turned into a tawdry prop. It's like no, because
Dare I quote Princess Bride?
I remember like the thing is though, it's like okay, so my only rebuttal to that was okay, so a survivor of this kind of abuse shouldn't in turn draw from their own experience to tell people like the visceral, brutal, gritty reality of what this kind of abuse does to you psychologically and emotionally. And
Yeah,
like
that's
I love how the username was like Sunflower Girl to like, Sunflower profile picture starts. This person went off on like a 3 paragraph long third wave feminist rant about how my gender and race automatically made it so that I was incapable of understanding the feelings and emotions of survivors of such things, all the while being a survivor of such
oh
things.
god.
No, no, no. That's what I really hate about the gatekeeping with this
It's
because
like
it's like, where have you been?
that's like saying you can't. That's like saying if someone murders your family, like a member of your family, you can't be just as upset as someone like when Roman Polanski found out Sharon Tate was murdered. You can't be just as devastated even if you lost someone else you loved in the same way.
Yeah. So this person was very racist and misandrist, essentially.
Yeah, no, like the funny part is I pointed out it's like okay, so let me get this straight. Like if my gender and my race make it so that I am incapable of being a victim of a crime, does that mean that if I were a like let me just say like I'm a woman of color or whatever, would you then be saying the same thing to me if the offender was also still a woman?
You know, they'd argue about it for
She
days.
deleted all of
Sounds
her
like
fucking comments like the following day,
because she knows she
and
had
then
no answer.
just fucked off completely.
Yeah.
It's like how does it
That's
feel knowing
funny
that a
to me
question
because
could nuke your ass?
well, that's fine to me because people like that are always bitching about things like victim blaming and
All the
they
while
call
blaming a
themselves
victim.
activists for
Yeah,
yeah,
they just
they call themselves activists for sexual assault victims, but yet they pull shit like that. It's hilarious to me.
It's like I don't know about you, but I see it as a genderless crime. I see it as a crime against people, regardless.
Yeah, it's like I support victims of sexual assault unless they're male or unless they're white, you know, because then
It's
those people
really
can go fuck
in which
themselves.
in which case,
that's
then it's
just
like, oh, Whitey's
funny.
got to pay.
Like that's really fucked up and scummy. It's like, why is there is there supposed to be such a thing as a real victim or a true victim?
Only the ones they can profit from.
Unfortunately, I think that's the issue. They're just using if they're just gonna use their pain to invalidate yours, then it says a lot about them than it does you.
Honestly, I've been very vocal about being someone that's heavily in favor of. Okay, you know that nail polish that changes black, that turns black when they're exposed to things like GHB and drinks.
Uh,
Like I've been very vocal about them selling that for like $1 at colleges or just giving it out if they can afford to swing it without taking too much of a hit. Obviously, I don't want them to go bankrupt because I think everyone could use that. But remember, me advocating for the wide circulation of this to help keep people safe, that right there invalidates victims.
because you're white and a dude. That's
I'm the
look,
wrong
and
race, gender, and sexual orientation to be taken seriously. Maybe if I no wait, I can't do that because that's blackface. That's illegal.
I think the problem is just like it's 2025. I think we become more aware of male victims, but I feel like some people are still stuck on the past and feel like only female victims can exist. But what about the male victims who struggle with sexual assault?
Oh, remember, Dan, they don't exist because they can't sell shitty self-help books.
Right. I mean, everyone handles their own grief different ways. Gage does his own way, and I'm sure a lot of other people handle it their own ways. But it's like, damn.
Usually I just handle it with massive amounts of violence. This job requires
I've heard
timing
that.
and violence. I can do both.
Right.
I've heard that one phrase. I think it goes like "hurt people, hurt others."
Hurt people hurt people.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like I'm the victim until being a victim automatically. Until, like I'm the victim up until the point to where my victimization strips me of actual power.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're a victim because you lacked power in the first place. That's why people are victimized, is because someone else uses greater force, whether it be physical or authority, to make someone else submit.
Indeed.
Like, that's the whole point. Like, I actually have, like, a video essay actually all drafted out to follow when I finally release the full project as well.
Go for it.
Like, needless to say, it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be a big, lengthy, girthy fucking project that I'm gonna have to whip out suddenly.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's going to be kind of hard to swallow when it comes down to talking about a lot of the visceral things that occurred in the book, but realistically, I think it's going to be a much better way to open a dialogue about what can be done and about what is being ignored. More so than it is, well, this is shock value. No, I want people to understand the kind of things that happen. Just because I use symbolism and monsters to represent a person's psychological trauma, very similar to how Silent Hill does, for example, doesn't mean I'm trying to diminish the severity of it. I'm trying to embody the severity of it and give it a physical form to understand the damage it does.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of authors will do that. They'll create those scenarios. It's not to exploit the topic or to be insensitive about it. It's to show how serious they are.
It's to lend weight to what it actually is.
And I've seen like some people question why did they write the scenes to make them so graphic? It's like, well, because that's what actually happens.
Like, art imitates life, and as bad as life can be sometimes, art also, if you shy away from the visceral, horrible realities of some people's actions, all you end up doing is doing a disservice to the people who survive it by making it seem like it's something that's light that everyone can just walk off.
Yeah, well, if you're reading something that's visceral like that and disturbing, and it's disturbing you, then yeah, well, it should be disturbing you. That's the whole point.
It's
is that they're terrible things.
These actions are horrific.
Yeah. Well, I know that one thing that people still struggle with, and I understand why, but I think that one thing even today that people still struggle with, like in movies and stuff, it's really hard for people to stomach like a child dying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that constantly with like these wars that are going on, like the Gaza war, there's children dying constantly and very violently.
Like, the truth is, real life doesn't offer children plot armor.
No.
As much as we all wish they could, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's only in fiction.
Hell, even in fiction, even in Cujo, Timmy didn't make it.
Yeah.
Hell, Game of Thrones.
They literally kill a random motherfucker off every chance they get.
It's pretty much a bloodbath.
I don't remember actually. No, in the books and in the TV show, they literally go around killing babies. I think there was a scene in the TV show where it was when because in the TV show it was Joffrey that had them all murdered, all of Robert's bastards murdered. But then I think in the books it was Cersei. But Point is, they go around slitting the throats of these babies in some cases. Which is terrible, obviously. But I'm sure that probably stuff like that happened, sadly, back in those times, and still does
at the time
today.
of the Spartans, like they would abandon a child that they thought was unfit.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I barely know what we're doing right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like people who complain about people who will talk about those things in creative outlets, and automatically accuse them of exploiting the topic or trivializing it or something.
Or they're gonna use a flat. Well, you didn't go through it. I know you didn't, but it's like, were you there?
It's like,
Yeah.
unless you can prove I didn't, there's no point in saying I didn't. Another thing, if a person has that level of detail, odds are they did go through it. That or they're just sitting there with like a fucking thesaurus of symptoms and they're just like randomly, like they somehow are constructing the profile of someone who's been through it perfectly without knowing it.
Like, what do they?
Yeah.
Like, what do they expect from you, Cage? That's the big question.
Like, I don't know. I think that they were just pissed off because it was like, well, how dare you portray a female as the aggressor? It's like, well, are there, like, look at all the cases where all these fucking teachers are preying on their fucking students.
Or may I?
Well, there was-
Or let me give you Colleen Ballinger. Enough said.
Yep.
Well, there was that one case, I forget, Mary Lou Kate, I think was her name. She quite literally groomed a male student from the age of 11.
Jesus.
I don't know if you guys have heard of that case or not. It's a real thing. You can look it up. But
Like, I heard of
yeah,
it
she
a
literally.
long time ago.
No, it was an 11-year-old student, I think, and Lifetime made a movie out of it, which was disgusting because they tried to paint the woman as like this victim, but which
You're
is
an
fucking
adult.
Lifetime, so it's not.
He isn't.
Also
Yeah,
reminds
well-
me. Go on, sorry.
No, you're good. No, like he was 11 years old, and she took advantage of him, and literally ended up getting pregnant by him. And I think she did go to jail or prison for a little bit, but then she was released several times, I think, because she kept trying to get back to her victim, and when she eventually did, and they ended up being together.
Oh
And-
God.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. And then there was a body language channel that did a video analyzing their body language, and it was very, very clear that the woman was like very, very controlling, obviously. And then it was clear that the victim didn't want to be with her any longer. He was very uncomfortable. But it goes to show that, yeah, like females can very much be the perpetrators.
And
Definitely.
more often than not, they're proven to actually be a lot more violent than most male perpetrators.
Well, I mean, here's another thing, and this is kind of it's not necessarily related, but it kind of is. The highest rate of domestic violence is actually between lesbian couples. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
And the lowest domestic violence is between like gay men.
Yes, gay male couples.
Oh God.
So that kind of all that also like puts a dent on Codebreaker's domestic violence allegation.
Yeah.
What was the allegation?
Just
That
because
Zach was
Cody's
abusing
mother's
me.
fought, just because Cody's mother's fought doesn't mean Steve and Zach do.
You do realize Zach's just really expressive and loud.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it. He's
I'm willing to bet
he's
that
from
Cody was
Boston.
a test tube baby.
Yeah, he-
What's up?
He tried to use the fact that Zach, like you said, is very expressive and loud, and tried to insinuate that Zach is abusing me or something.
That's like saying that when I'm pissed off at you know who and calling them a disgusting rape apologist piece of shit, that it means I'm like walking up to people in my family and like drop kicking them out windows.
Mm.
But
How dare you say mean things?
apparently-
Pro Sack.
do they even watch? Does Cody even watch Zach's channel, knowing the topics he's talking about and why he's heated?
I imagine
Probably
he combs
not.
through it. Usually men who
Combs
suffer
Just
the
as
same
Zach.
kind of assaults get laughed at. Exactly. Like, usually when people are...
Yeah.
When men are essayed, cast, like you said, they usually laughed at and belittled. So most men, especially men who are victims of women, they don't come forward because, obviously, the common consensus in the public is that a man can't be a victim because he's a man. But the reality is, a woman can use the fact that she's a woman to destroy someone's life with a false allegation just as much as she can destroy someone by actually victimizing them because they can't say anything about it, otherwise they'll be belittled and mocked.
Yeah, I think that in the same way that we struggle with the fact that males can be victims of sexual assault and things like that, I think we also struggle with the fact that females can be the perpetrators and that they're capable of doing very bad things, like just as bad as some men do.
I mean, it reminds me of the situation of Inquisitor Ghost. The guy was accused of being a fucking predator when the person that was responsible was, like, they were an adult. He knew they were an adult. He turned them down every time they tried to flirt with him. Like, every time, he would, like, militantly turn them down. And then people started bombarding him with harassment over what this person alleged with no proof until he finally hung himself on TikTok Live.
Yeah. Or
Jesus.
there was I don't know if you've watched that Shoe on Head video where she's talking about it. It was the one that I was telling you about, Gage, where she was talking about that one book. But there ended up being a
oh yeah, it was the pedo book that was trying to like be a more or less like it was an apologist manual about being fucking essayed.
Jesus.
No, this was like that cringy, fucking, I don't even know what you call it, like this, smut, like this animal smut book.
It was the female gooning fucking video.
Yes, yeah. She talked about how there was a, something like a Comic-Con, I don't know what it was actually called, but it was like where these people were cosplaying as characters from that book and like whatever.
Oh,
and there was a man there, and he literally got cornered by a group of women, and they were grabbing him and touching him, and he didn't want that. So, like, a group of women sexually assaulted this man at this event.
Remember, guys, he must have wanted it. He had a fucking fear boner.
Yeah, because the book in question does the whole like dominance thing.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. But I'm gonna dip out. I'm heading out to dinner. So good talk, y'all. We'll hopefully see you guys some other time.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
You too.
Now, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people, for example, they're into BDSM, but there's still a level of communication between the people involved.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People I think a lot of people misinterpret the whole dominance thing
like
to mean that you can just be forcible and yeah.
It's like, remember, I'm so dominant. No, you're just an abusive asshole. Reminds me of Gerg's interpretation of a dominant relationship.
Oh man.
Remember, guys,
Jesus.
if Arthur mistreats Ashley, he loves her. No, he just treats her like shit all the time. Basically, like, let me grief fuck you while your brother is in the ground.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
It's like, just for writing that, unironically, I want to kick you repeatedly in the dick until you lose consciousness.
Like, it's funny because as disturbing as Stones to Abigail was, like,
he somehow managed to make it like several steps worse.
Yeah, like,
speaking as someone
Stones
ASD,
to Abigail.
It was one of the most autistic things ever written.
Yeah.
Unironically autistic. I'm the hero. No, you're a psychopath. You are crazy as shit. Nothing you say makes sense.
And those videos that he made afterwards, like, targeting the 1-star reviews and bitching about all of it, that was like the most
Honestly,
hilarious
it was fun.
thing ever.
It was hilarious watching his ego get bent over a barrel and fucked with a strap on covered in spikes.
Yeah. Well, it's also just kind of offensive, like because as someone who reads a lot, and I know that you read a lot too, and you've written your own stuff, it's offensive
Yeah.
that he fucking can just call himself an author just because he sat down and wrote essentially what is like a stream of consciousness into pages.
Well, it's like you know who, like writing your own personal ass mad into a diary doesn't mean shit if you're just trying to charge $50 for like a pamphlet that basically just means people called me the F bomb and give me money so I can cry about it more.
Yeah.
It's like people are mocking your reading. People mock your writing because your writing is just it's just wish fulfillment that's been printed out and turned into a fucking paperback essentially.
Yeah. Well, and the writing itself is just terrible. It's verbose, overly verbose, and then there's no actual showing of anything really. It's just a bunch
It's
of
like
telling.
tell don't show,
See,
tell
Bible.
don't show.
Yes.
Like I know like Gines for example hinted on it heavily when she read it.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
that's like a major thing with writing is you're supposed to show, don't tell.
You
Like,
have to
don't
build
tell
an
the reader.
environment.
Yeah. And you
All
actually
right,
have to
now,
make your
Steve,
characters.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
What?
You know what I'm gonna do, Steve?
What?
Like I'm gonna DM you like the first 3 chapters of what I'm working on.
Uh-huh.
Now keep in mind, like you can look at that at your leisure, but you'll notice I'm actually trying to paint a picture. I'm not just like, okay, I painted a trapezoid on a fucking canvas. Give me money.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that you actually read books.
So you
And
have
that's
a lot of
another thing
experience
is
in
that-
how to paint a picture with words.
Yeah. Like you actually read, whereas like fucking Greg.
Like remember, Booty
I think
was a
said he
girl,
had-
just so we remember.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, he had.
I wanted to headbutt the wall when I heard that. It's like, oh, fucking kill me. It's like that's the kind of shit that
yeah.
makes someone that has like a full grasp of their love of life, and it makes them say right now, like, I wonder how tasty that gun is.
God.
The fact that this is allowed to be on a storefront, it's like that pistol's looking mighty tasty right now. I wonder how many times. How
Pretty
many licks
much.
does it take to get to the center of a 9mm?
Probably not very many.
One pop.
If you're desperate enough.
Like honestly, people like that make me wonder. Like, if you write like that, you'd be better off painting your brains on the wall.
Yeah.
At least then you'll end the world with
Well-
one final punctuation. All the world building required, right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the
Seriously.
one thing I really want him to write and have everyone read is his suicide note or his manifesto from prison. I think that would be eye-opening, especially one between his eyes.
Oh man, I'm surprised he hasn't taken his own life already. I mean, I'm not that I advocate for people to do that, just to be
Wink,
clear,
wink.
but yeah, but I don't know. I always thought it would be interesting if his first wife, Sky, I always thought it would be interesting if she wrote like a memoir or something about all the shit that she had to put up with, because we didn't really get to hear, like, she made some tweets and stuff. I know that, and she said some stuff, but like we didn't get an interview with her like we did with Shiloh.
Honestly, I can't really blame Sky though for just not wanting to be part of it all.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. She probably just wanted to keep living her life and just stay out of all of it. I get that completely.
She's like, I had this cocksucker
it
out
was
of my life for 10 years. Why are we talking about it now?
Yeah. Honestly, I think that, to be really honest, like looking back at all of it, and like I watched a lot of these re-uploads and stuff, but like I think Sky was probably the best woman that Onision was with, to be honest.
They
that's
seem to
not
have
to-
like the most healthy relationship out of all the ones that he had, because back then he wasn't as fucked up as he was later. So odds are, if their relationship worked out, if he just learned to try to be a decent human being instead of listening to his crazy spooky woo woo psycho fucking mother, he might have turned out to be a decent human being, or at least someone that would be passable as a human being.
Yeah. Well, it kind of seemed like he had at least like a semblance of maturity when he was with Sky, at the very least. That's not to say that he wasn't fucked up even back then, but he at least seemed somewhat put together when he was with Sky. But then, like, when he left her and then got with Shiloh, that's when it all came tumbling down, and then just downhill from there.
It's like, remember, guys, my
I
mother
like-
was such a good person that she would beat the fuck out of me with a mag light.
God, forgot about that.
Like, that's how you
I
know
wish her
your
channel
mother
was
is
still-
completely insane.
Well, and I think even like she actually like kicked Greg to the curb.
That's how you know
From
it's
what I
bad,
heard.
when even your psycho fucking mother that used to leech off you can no longer stand your presence. I mean, the dude literally, like, his own negligence and his own lack of parental vigilance allowed his daughter to fall out of a fucking window and almost die.
God damn.
I mean, let's be honest, I think a merciful death probably would have been better than growing up with that as a father.
Yeah, I feel bad for his kids.
Now, again, I don't wish
Yes.
death upon his daughter. That the injury she suffered is fucking horrific, and it's like it could still fuck her up for the rest of her life, even though it hasn't currently to anyone's knowledge. But the fact is, like, being deceased earlier on when you don't know how crazy your dad is would probably be more of a fucking blessing in disguise than growing up and realize that your dad was some creepy pederastic groomer, then your mom was also a crazy fucking groomer, and then they're both fucking trying to convince you that being crazy fucking groomers totally wasn't a problem in the family when your upbringing was so crazy and chaotic.
Yeah. Yeah, that will always be a rabbit hole in internet history.
It's like, yeah,
Um,
I'm so talented at what I write that everything I write comes off as the fucking whack-off fantasy of a psycho who tries to tell themselves that they are like the dick master. Like, the fact that he describes being preyed upon when he's like 11 by a girl that's like 17, it's like, dude, this is still abuse, because she knows that you're an idiot kid, she knows that she knows better, and for some reason you're trying to play it off like it's completely normal. This isn't like an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old or an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. This is like a kid and a teenager that's almost an adult.
yeah, that whole thing was fucked up too.
It's like,
you know,
remember, guys,
there's a
I know
world
what
of
I'm doing.
there's a world of difference between 11 and 16 and 17. Yeah, it's like it's only 5 years, but that there's quite a bit of difference in those 5 years in terms of development.
And the worst part is the entire time is like, well, it's okay. Like, no, it isn't. No, it fucking isn't, because that's like arguing that that kind of argument would be that's like him going after like fucking Lainey, and I'm gonna call her Lainey. Fuck you. I'm not calling her Kai. Like, I refuse
I agree
to
with you
pander to
there.
that horse shit.
Yeah, I do too. It's bullshit.
It's like, but yeah, like his wife at the time she was like fucking 15 when he sought her out, and he was like 27.
Lainey.
Yeah, she
yeah,
was like,
I
he literally moved
I
her
know
somewhere
that
just so
when-
they could sleep together, and then as soon as that was all, as soon as they sealed the deal, so to speak, he basically like marched back to her fucking house with her in tow, and basically straight up told her dad how things were gonna be, and the only reason her dad didn't kick his ass is because he probably didn't want to pick up a charge over that little turd.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think. When it comes to Lainey, I've always suspected that Greg groomed her into being like trans, quote unquote. Um, and one thing that really backs that up is the interview that Chris Hansen did with Shiloh. Because Shiloh said that she saw like some of the stuff that Greg watched, and how a lot of the people in those videos that were being, you know, assaulted, were very flat chested, and I believe had like short hair and stuff.
Well, it's the same thing that he tried to do with Billy, for example. He tried to like defeminize Billy as like retaliation for smoking a joint at a concert.
Yeah, same thing with Shiloh too.
Yep, like yeah, Shiloh's hair was like completely buzz cut to the point where it was almost just her bare scalp when she's having that episode in front of him and he's filming her like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to like call a mental health crisis hotline or trying to do anything at all to help her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been lucky enough to not have any kind of situations like that involving anyone in my life, but I've had situations where people in my I've had family who were like struggling really bad with mental health issues, with chronic depression and suicidal ideation. And the worst thing you can do is just sit there and like look at them as though they're an alien or something, instead of just like, okay, well look, sit here with me. Like just tell me everything that's going on. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm just gonna listen and just tell me everything that needs to be said, because you are cared about, you are loved, you are valued, and people want to know what's going on so that if something can be done to help you, like something can be done about it. Instead of just, no, back up, I'm in a corner. You've got me in a corner with a camera pointed at you. It's like, why are you, put down the fucking camera, offer her some kind of fucking help.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing is just it's like a psychological horror novel.
This is the
All
kind
that
of
stuff.
shit that Wes Craven would have written had he been aware of Greg's existence.
Yeah.
It's like, remember, guys, I'm a loving person. Okay, the kind of loving person that screams at his fucking children, take some responsibility.
Oh
Because,
God.
your
remember
mom's
that.
doing a shitty Taco Bell fucking food review in one of the bedrooms. Let's freak out in the back. Let's freak out and scream at our kids in the background and sound like a total fucking psycho.
Jesus. Well, there was also that one time he like screamed at his dogs too.
Yeah, all because, like, the reason they shoot up the fucking blinds, cocksucker, is probably because they're not getting enough nutrition or they're stressed out. So they're doing it because they're stressed or frustrated.
Yeah. Or I know they've had those dogs for a long time. I believe that was, I don't know what year that was when that happened, but I think it was Dobbs.
Oh, yeah, Dobbs was the one that was eating all the shoes and shit.
Yeah, I think Dobbs was probably still in his puppy years.
Like, they need
So
to
it's
chew.
like,
It's kind of necessary for them to build up strong teeth.
Yeah, it stands to reason that he would do stuff like that. But I don't know. Well, it's like, bringing it back to the original thing. It's like, I think that Greg is a perfect example of someone who will never change, because he's incapable of doing any sort of reflection, any real reflection, anyways. And if he claims that he does, it'll only be to get out of what he's done.
And it's the same reason for, like, the end of it all. Like, for the whole point of this is, like, what line must be drawn before a person decides whether or not forgiveness or redemption is a, how do you know if you've gone too far, if nothing is too far?
Yeah.
It's like what I said. Like, if someone's skull fucks his mother to death, have they gone too far then, or is he gonna weep at the feet of the court or the tribunal if they happen to decide to put the person to death for committing an atrocious crime against his own mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
like,
it's
it will
either
never be a matter of like saying he can't have the opinion he can, but people are obviously just going to say that it just doesn't seem likely to be reflective of reality.
yeah. Well, it's lack of perspective and lack of experience of like real life experience at best, or at worst, it's
Just blatant delusion.
a sign of possible sociopathy or something. Yeah.
I mean, it's perfectly fine to want to turn the other cheek, but when turning the other cheek only gets you punched in the face, like, there's no point in trying to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
And like, everyone at the end of the day, everyone's always going to have their own opinion, and that's permissible. I'm not going to argue against having an opinion, but what I'm obviously going to argue against is that when you try to treat everything like a fucking Disney cartoon, is that you're stripping down reality and breaking it down into pieces that don't actually reflect the severity and the, I guess you could say, the visceral and unapologetic and uncompromising nature of what those crimes actually do to people psychologically, emotionally, and at times physically.
Yeah.
It's just insulting to the intelligence of all involved.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I think we've covered all we need to today, aside from, like, all the gags and all the shooting the shit and all the fucking just, like, kicking Greg repeatedly on the balls.
Yeah, that's always a fun topic to revisit every now and then.
Just to throw some rocks at the fucking moldy onion that's sinking into the trash heap that we call his life.
Yep. Pretty much.
Alright, well, I want to thank you, Steve, for donating your time to this little endeavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the people that have been just kind of like, just not bobbing along, just watching to see what's going on, thank you for your time. I appreciate the fact that you've just donated your time to listen to a bunch of chowder heads go back and forth on the internet for a couple hours.
Definitely.
Well, anyway, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'll see everyone later. Until then, everyone have a good one.
Peace.